Hey team, welcome back to the channel. Guess what we have on the menu today? This. And truth is, if you are served this food, me looking at it like this, yeah, the color will scare you. In fact, you will run away. But when you have a bite, you will come back dragging the pot. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story around this meal. First time, 25 years ago, I ate this beautiful dish at my aunt's place in Benue State. The very first time I did, I didn't like it, and so I wasn't going to eat it ever. But she had her way. Any day she cooked this, she would make sure nothing else was available for anybody to eat. So that way I got used to eating this. And she usually cooked it together with yam. And when I got used to it, I liked it. But 25 years later, I'm just eating it, cooking it again today. Why? Because down here in the eastern part, this is not a very common food, and at some point in my life I wasn't living alone. I'd always lived with people, so they are not known, they are not, it's not a common food to them. You cannot introduce it. And even when I was staying on my own, for reason of non-availability at some places too, some places that I have been, you can't even cook it. So this time around I went searching for this, and in the market I, like, three persons directed me to just this very person. I think she's the only one that sells it at that market here in Delta. And it's even more expensive than beans. Beans is 120 a cup, but this is 200 naira a cup. Guys, you know what? This is loaded with lots of benefits. Then you have to be patient if you want to cook this, because it got a lot of, rich inside it, some dirt, chaff and all of that. You have to take your time to pick it, and it's a tiny legume. By the time you're done cooking it, it doubles in size. Okay, so I had done picking, and then the next thing I did was to just quickly wash it. After washing it, I steeped it. I had to soak it for 6 hours. I would have soaked it for 12 hours even, because at the end of the 6 hours it wasn't still very the cooking hour didn't actually reduce very much, because this thing is, can you hear? Oh, very strong. I don't know, it's hard as stone, and it takes time to cook. I remember back then my aunt always cook it with charcoal stove. Yeah, but again, I just felt, let me steep it, that is going to help. I can't even remember seeing her soak it, but I just had to, thinking it would help. But it helped, but not much, else my gas would have finished. Okay, moving on. After soaking it for 6 hours, I got cooking. And then, guys, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to parboil this, because I'm used to parboiling. I can parboil even Indomie. So I wanted to parboil it, but by the time I was about to drain off the water, I saw it was very browny. I felt like, oh, this is wasting the nutrients. I beg, let me continue. But at the end of the day, guys, the color was darker than it should be. Like, I was trying to picture the color during the days my aunt used to make it. My aunt of blessed memory. Anyway, she's passed. Yeah, so I was trying to picture the color and what mine turned out to be. I felt like, okay, there could be some reasons to it. Maybe because I didn't drain off I didn't parboil it or drain off that water. But still, I couldn't remember if she ever parboiled hers, right? Like, I'm even doing this on my own. I'm trying to just cook it with the knowledge of how to cook or how you can cook beans. Not that I remembered any method that she used in cooking this. But at the end of the day, it was very dark. I felt it was darker than what I used to see then. So maybe another time I will make sure that I would actually parboil it and take off the first brownish water. And then adding oil too much in meals is not my thing, so you can add more oil to possibly bring out the color a bit out, but I don't even know how the oil will bring out the color, okay, because this is majorly brown in color. Okay, so while it was cooking, I went over to prep other ingredients for the meal, and what I have here is ginger, onion, crayfish, that's prawn, crayfish, and scotch bonnet pepper. Yeah, I would have added garlic, but I noticed I had exhausted the one I have. So do well to add garlic. It will make it more flavorful, okay? After blending, this is the mixture that I have, and this is ready to go in. after we have gotten the legume cooked for a very long time to soften. And yeah, this is me checking how far it has gone. I pressed it with my finger and it felt a bit okay. It felt like it has cooked. In fact, I had to move it from the electric burner to gas just to quicken the dawning process time. And here you can see it's a bit very soft, even though this thing never gets mashed. I don't know how my aunt used to do it, because at the end of the day you find out that some of them would be opened up, like could be mashed. I don't know if she uses something to pound it inside the pot, or it's just how the charcoal stove can cook this thing to very tender form, or I don't know, because at the end of cooking this it's still one like this. I don't know. There is something I'm not getting, but it's still soft. It was nice. It was delicious, but it still feels like it's strong if you're looking at it this way. So I added oil to my taste. You can do well to add more if you want, but just know sure that it's not going to change this color like that. Okay, added oil and added the other blended ingredients mix, added some protein, dried fish. I use dried fish actually. Do well to use varieties of proteins if you can. Remember, I added seasoning cubes while I was boiling it the first time, and now I'm adding more. That was to make sure that the salt and the seasoner penetrates the hard liquid, so we can have a very tasty meal at the end of the day. And so after that, I gave it a good stir to combine everything, and I covered it to cook for more 10 minutes plus. Yeah, this is so everything can penetrate the legume, and I could have a nice porridge, like it gets well thickened. And the thing was still looking at me one like this. I was even trying to use this turning stick to mesh it, but it was okay. Shall know that it was very soft and it was very delicious. This meal is so healthy. It's got loads of fiber that can help in your digestive system. It's got loads of protein, even higher than your beans. You can Google up to find more health benefits of this food. Okay, try it if you haven't tried before, and if you would try it, let me know in the comment section. So at the end of the day, it was boom. Sorry that I didn't record while I was dishing. Possibly the sweetness of the food carried me away. Okay, so yeah, this is called fio fio or abobo in some Igbo language, but it's called pigeon peas. Yeah, in case you don't know. And it's very rich in protein, dietary fiber, vitamin B, and all of that. You can Google up to find more health benefits of this and try to make it. Bye.